G'day, it's Simon at South OC Cars and Coffee. I'm with Joe. I got contacted this week and told that there was a very, very special Land Rover, and we've had some good Land Rovers here in the past, but nothing that even comes close to this. Mate, what is it?
This is a car we build. It's called a Scarbo SV Rover. It's basically a tube chassis race truck, mid-engine, four-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, and it's got a carbon body on it.
It's absolutely insane. You should see well, enough talking. Check this thing out. Joe, you call this a Land Rover, but I got to ask the question, is there actually any Land Rover in this at all?
The door handles.
Right, yeah, I saw those, yeah.
And originally the doors, the firewall, the windshield, a portion of the roof was all supposed to be OEM Land Rover parts.
But now they're made from
carbon.
Yeah, so they're not. So the door handles.
And a portion of the windshield rubber.
That is so cool. I love that. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is, it's as wide as a Hummer, if not wider. It looks better than a Hummer, dare I say. What size wheels is this thing sitting on?
It's 20-inch wheels, 40-inch tires.
Man, it's absolutely huge. So let's talk about the inspiration. What was the thing that made you want to build this truck?
I worked as a design engineer for Volkswagen Motorsport for their off-road race team in 2008. And this is kind of everything that I wanted to do with that race truck that we did not have time to do at VW. So the other truck was mid-engine, this truck's mid-engine, this truck's four-wheel independent, four-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, lots of wheel travel, inboard dampers. Just kind of sat at the drawing board designing for a long time.
So this was basically you saying, I'm allowed to have a blank canvas and do whatever I want.
This was 100% a blank canvas build.
And I love the fact that even when we look at the interior, there's nothing that I can see that even looks remotely Land Roverish. The dash, obviously, all digital, touchscreen. Let's talk about some of the things that you've done in here in the inspiration.
Yeah, of course. So the truck was designed mechanically first. So it was a tube chassis truck that had no regard for a particular body. And the further we got with building this thing, we decided to body it as a street legal thing and put a body on it. I've been obsessed with 90s Defenders forever.
Yep.
And when it came time to decide on a body, there wasn't really even a choice. I kind of knew which way we would go.
Yeah, I mean, the body's timeless. My wife, Sarah, a Defender's her favorite vehicle of all time. I think, and I love them as well. I mean, they've just got this timeless look about them that they look great in their standard form, but they provide so much potential to do so much more, which is what you've done here. And we're talking about little details like these little things here, and when we get around to the tail lights, we're going to see that sort of integrated into the back of it as well. How do these sort of things come about?
So we work with a design team called Oil Stain Labs. So we typically lay out a mechanical design and then we send it to them and ask them for design cues.
Yep.
And they give us some of these little trim details, which really makes the truck a little more unique.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good to have somebody else's eyes on something too. When you do it yourself, you get a little too close to it sometimes, and you miss some of the things that somebody looking at it with fresh eyes is going to see.
And not to mention, I'm not a designer. I'm a mechanical engineer.
Yeah, right.
So having a designer and a design eye is very important.
I love some of the things here too, like you can see the carbon through underneath the roof, and yet you've painted the rest of it. Made it look like those original windows are up there, but see the carbon fibre that's through there. All right, let's have a talk about what's going on back in here.
So, yeah, front and rear, it's pushrod suspension, and because this is designed and built as an endurance race truck, the front and rear share a lot of the same parts. So the upper control arm on all four corners is the same. The brake rotor on all four corners is the same. Lower control arm shared on the left-hand side. Front and rear, pushrod suspension, inboard dampers, 30 inches of wheel travel. Some neat stuff going on with suspension geometry, and one thing that we had to do to package 30 inches of travel under this bodywork was to make our fenders active.
Yeah, right.
So the fenders move with the suspension for the last 6 inches.
That's amazing that actually happens. Let's talk about the running gear as well, if we can. We can't see it because it's mid-engine, as you said, back in there. What's it got?
This truck has a 6.2 liter GM supercharged V8.
Okay, so are you running an LT4?
This truck is an LT4.
LT4, okay. And the transmission?
Transmission's an 8L90, so
yeah,
a
right.
GM 8-speed automatic.
Yeah, really, really strong.
We took this truck to the NOR 1000 in Mexico and had zero driveline issues.
Yeah. I mean, the beautiful thing about that motor is the durability and the and reliability of that LS LT platform. But then you got the power as well with the supercharger as well. You really can't go wrong with it.
You can't.
No. So much potential, and as an LS owner, I can look down there and see that LT drivetrain. Yeah, it looks really, really familiar. Yeah, I know that because I was literally spent last night laying on the top of my supercharger trying to fit bolts in it and didn't get it done in time. Back here, around here, so tail lights here, and then next to them, as I mentioned before, that same detail, and even the badge looks so great on the back of it. Now, you're building these to sell them, correct?
Yes. So these are obviously a low volume, very bespoke thing. You can order one and supply a donor Land Rover for us to use the firewall and
the door handles and the windscreen
exactly.
rubbers. Yeah. And then I guess will you build them to the client spec if they turn around, for example, and said, "Hey, I want a Coyote in it," or "I want a." Would you do that, or are you going to stay with the LT?
I think we have to stay with the GM 6.2. The plan for future trucks is not to use the supercharger anymore.
Right.
Just because of the configuration of the radiators, the next trucks will be twin turbo.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
It's just there's too much heat on the top of the blower.
Yeah,
and
right.
It just bakes the blower.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Well, as our Car of the Week winner, you get this Maguire's Complete Kit. Great too, because we got Maguire's over here today supporting our Chock charity day today. Maguire's Complete Kit, which includes the hot shine foam, the quick interior detailer, perfect clarity glass cleaner, ultimate wash and wax, hybrid ceramic detailer, and that microfiber towel to keep this amazing little bit Defender whole lot impressive vehicle in the condition it's in. Hey, thank you so much, Joe, for bringing it out, and congratulations.
Thank you.